Try to attend services as regularly as possible. Cute, I think. Okay. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. A warm welcome. Tonight's show, subtitled Smut on Wheels, will bring to you all sorts of interesting and which is why Richard came in again tonight. It's very nice to see you, Richard, and thank you.
Nice to be here, James.
No, Richard, you, anything you want, anything you need, coffee or anything like that, feel free.
OK.
OK?
I will, thank you.
Yeah, and Alan popped in. We haven't got all the Marlena Dietrichs yet, have we? Yes, but we will have.
We will have.
OK, now, what have we got lined up for you tonight? Well, Cookie and Baz Bamming Boy are still a what? What?
James.
Yes?
James.
Overacting is not nice in anybody, yes?
You promised to
Yes.
make me a star.
OK, well, pop back to the dressing room. We'll talk about it later. Just go on. No, later. What?
But, James,
Yes.
you know that...
Later.
I'm a
later.
model,
Later.
an
Later.
actress,
Yes, yeah, all right. OK, yes.
singer.
Later. Thank you. Right. Tonight's star hostess with the mostest, please would you welcome Ivan Cartwright. Showbiz, it's wonderful!
Darling.
Yes, and I know Jerry brought you here, didn't he?
Jerry?
Jerry Hayes brought you. Did you come with Jerry? Oh, I thought you had. I thought you had.
No, I didn't. I wouldn't be seen dead with him, darling.
A very wise move, if I might say so. Now, Ivan, dear, we didn't see you since Mrs. Malaprop.
No, you didn't, did you?
What are you doing now?
Fiddling the steak.
Fiddling? Oh, right. Well, do the... Have you dropped something?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, sorry. You carry on with the...
I've knocked something over. It's my bustle, darling.
No, it's yes.
I'm too big back.
It's my dog's head's come off. Which, God, right, OK. Now... Well, it is a very nice head, Richard. Yes, I don't know.
It's small.
Yes, OK, fine. Now, the winner for a week or so ago was?
David Barlow from Blythe in Northumberland.
Well done, David, who's
Well
off
done.
for a week's holiday in the sun. And if we turn over the page, dear, this week's competition where those lucky people in television land can win a marvellous prize for two people for 1 week at Mr. Mansfield's expense, either in the Canaries or the Mediterranean. But all they have to do is answer this simple question.
Yes, which of the following was a bag worn in the 15th and 16th centuries to cover the male genitals? Was it A, a codpiece, B, a haddock bag, or C, a skate pouch?
Ah, now that is not as easy as it sounds, is it? I think that's a very difficult one. 0891 48 49 50. The lines are open until midnight on Sunday. Ivan, thank you very much indeed. We'll see you a little later on. That's wonderful. Are you going round with me? Back the other way. You go that way. I'll go this way. You go that way. That's good. Fine. OK, right. Last year, I was playing on the radio in Regent's Park, and I went to the little cubicle where you go when you're at these things. And I came outside, and three young ladies, blondes, came and stood there as I was coming down the steps. Wonderful. I thought, ooh, This is going to turn out to be... no, Michael, there wasn't a young man there at the time, actually, but he came along later. And I was introduced to the Subway Soopastringz. Since then, they've been in the studio. They have recorded an album which comes out, we hope, soon. And tonight they're going to play for us on the show a couple of numbers. First of all, please, would you enjoy Paint It Black? Subway Soopastringz, and it was right, wasn't it? You did accost me outside the toilets, Regent's Park.
Yeah, the Portaloo.
The Portaloo. And since then, you've recorded the album?
Yep.
When does it come out, do you know?
No idea.
No idea.
No idea.
But you're still busking?
Yep, still busking.
Yeah? Mm. And are people still being nasty to you or not?
Not so much now.
Not so much now, because I will deal with them.
We don't let them.
Quite right. Kicking your thingy, yes, yes, your cello there. And so when the album comes out, you will be making enormous amounts of money. And just remember who it was on that hot summer's day in 1994. Right?
Right.
Fine, OK. They're going to be back later. You're right?
Yeah.
He never says much, actually, but you're there, aren't you?
Yeah.
OK, fine, good, good. Give him a nice round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, the Subway Soopastringz. Now, let's, yeah, OK, I'll talk to you in a few minutes, all right? Yeah, no, in a few minutes. I haven't got time. In a few minutes. Right. Now, please, Ivan, have you got my next guest, please?
I have.
Undoubted housewife superstar. Please, will you bring on Anne Walker? Anne, it's lovely to meet you. Please sit down. Anne, do you still live up north?
No, I live in North London.
You live in North London?
Yeah, Middlesex.
In Middlesex. What sort of, when you go out and eat, what sort of restaurants do you go to?
I don't go to restaurants. I'm too busy at the moment.
Are you too busy?
Yeah.
No hobbies?
Only working.
Yeah, and how is your husband?
Very well.
He's fine. I just wanted to know that you have some time for a normal life or not?
No.
None at all?
No.
Interesting, because Anne's book, called Little One, is out at the moment. And Anne has been, and this is a serious interview, I want no tittering or I'll clear the studio. Seriously, I'm serious. This is a serious bit. All right, Anne has actually been receiving warnings of global disaster from an Indian warrior called White Arrow, who comes from another planet. Which planet?
God's planet.
God's planet?
Yeah.
Which is
Heaven.
Heaven. It's not in that. Fine. OK. White Arrow. Why? First question is, why do they always come through Red Indians, or why are
No, they don't always. There's many guides for different places that come to people. Red Indians, I find, do come a lot to mediums, and because I feel they knew about spirit on Earth, that they're quite high in the spirit world. OK, now, White Arrow, now, there's a little tittering in the audience, and I wonder how your friends and family reacted when you first told them that you were receiving these messages. I was very lucky because one thing I would like to explain about White Arrow, he gives facts, in other words, evidence, including to my family. When I first met him, I was shocked because I'd never had any experience of spirit. I'd never gone out looking for it. I'm an ordinary housewife with children. I have my own family life. So I was very fortunate that my family accepted White Arrow within 3 months.
Now, when he started giving you messages, he gave you symbols and told you to get in touch with an Indian tribe.
Yeah, he gave me 7 symbols.
Native American tribe,
Native,
yeah. This is some of them here. Can we get this shot of this photograph? Yeah. Let's have a look. There we are. Here. You went over there with these symbols.
I sent them a letter with 2 symbols on them. I never expected to hear back, and I had a letter back stating these symbols had never been seen by white men. They've been passed down by the chiefs for centuries, and that they held important messages for the world, religious messages.
What were the messages when you had them?
After I visited the Red Indians, and may I make a point here, this is the first time in the world that such evidence has been brought through, because how can a woman from Hillingdon, who's never been to America, stayed with the Red Indians, possibly known of these symbols, which were facts? So it proved to me the day I got the letter that spirit existed.
This gets... Let's move on. We'll come back to symbols in a moment. It is in the book, of course, and we won't have all the time I would like. When you went over, you met the Indians, they said, yes, these are symbols. You went back and White Arrow directed you. When then did the aliens come into being? This is a picture here of...
The aliens, right. In the messages, in the symbols, was a message to, on the 2nd day after the first moon of January, there would be a message coming for me. Now, this is no joke, and let's make this perfectly clear. This world is in trouble. Now, the facts here are, in the book of Little One, you are in trouble because there's a comet coming in 47 years. We have 17 years to put the rainforest back to normal, because if you don't, we're going to be 5 degrees out, and we will never return after that 5 degrees. Now,
Do the governments know about this?
I have sent the report to every government in the world. The governments know we are in trouble, but they did not realise about the comet, and they did not realise... I think they realised about the rainforest. Enough is not being done, and we need the help. I have an 8-year-old granddaughter, and all of you have got children. Think of them in the future, because, my God, I want my grandchild to reach 50.
If you say we've got... It's not this planet's coming in 49 years' time. Why is
No, the comet.
The comet is coming in 49 years' time. Why is 17 years so important?
Because we're out 2 degrees now, and we have gone out in the past 15 years because of the destruction of the rainforest. If we carry on in this next 17 years, another 3 degrees we will go out. We will be too late to reverse it. At the moment, we've got time.
How did Albert Einstein get into the picture?
White Arrow brought him in, and he has been very good. He's been helping, giving all the messages in the report. And
this book is full of drawings and symbols that you did yourself through the spirits. Okay. Do you have any recordings? White Arrow told you to take a tape recording when you met the aliens, as I understand it. Did you ever do that or not?
I still go and see them. I still wait. That day will still come.
So the aliens haven't actually beamed you onto their spacecraft yet?
Not on Denham. Not yet at Denham. But other things have come to light. More evidence has.
What sort of evidence?
I cannot repeat it all, but I've been to Egypt 4 times, and we have found evidence that will prove every word in that book.
How do you respond, Anne? We're coming up to the end of our time.
Sorry.
It's fascinating, and you've made the claim here on national television. Perhaps people will take note. I hope they do. I mean, 50 years' time for us. Jerry, not too much of a problem, but for our children and grandchildren, you're right. What do you say to the people who will say, well, this is great, but, you know, she just wants to sell a book. She's going to make a lot of money from selling the book. And,
OK, let's make this clear. The book is not for Anne Walker, and let's make that statement quite clear. The book is written for you people out there. You have a right to buy this book. But as I sit here, Anne Walker will not receive a penny of it because it will go to the rainforest. I am not here to be famous. I am not here for Anne Walker. I'm here for White Arrow and those aliens who, let me point out, and all of you must know there's life on other planets, they have taken their time off to come here and help White Arrow to help you people.
Anne, will you come and talk to me about this some other time?
Please, yeah.
Thank you very much indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, Anne Walker. Now, you joke and jest and fine, who knows? I mean, I don't think there's anybody who would put their hand on their heart and say that life doesn't exist on other planets. And I don't know whether the government are keeping much from us or not. And Jerry, exactly, Jerry's going to laugh it all off.
Oh, yes. Well,
listen, I think there could be something in it. I think we should take more note.
I think we should be told.
The mail's been on about the same sort of thing for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yep.
By Professor. The reason being that the planet, 12,400
so
years
you
ago,
believe in this, don't you?
Not in the aliens, but what I do believe in, from what I have read. OK, the media...
Who asked you to butt into my programme?
I did.
She's a plant.
Being a spokesperson from a person who reads the media.
Fine. Thank you very much indeed. Listen, to more mundane things, but look at the book. Anyway, the question for the competition is, which of the following was a bag worn in the 15th and 16th centuries to cover the male genitals? Was it A,
A codpiece.
B, a haddock bag, or C,
A skate pouch.
ring us now on 0891 48 49 50 and you could win a holiday for 2. Okay, nice to see you back. Here we are, a little late-night entertainment for you. Mind your back, mind your back. Nearly had a problem there. Very nearly. You nearly crashed into him, didn't you, really? There could have been terrible... Goodness sake. Sorry about that, Richard. You imagine what would have cost us if you'd run over Richard O'Brien? You know, for goodness, it would have millions.
You can sit in my lap any time now.
Which, yes? Richard. No, he didn't mean it, Richard. He did. Richard, he didn't actually make... Richard, yeah. He's a big boy. Right. Are you... All right. Enough, enough, enough!
It didn't stay there long, did it?
Now Richard's complaining. We try to bring you all sorts of talent on this show, as you know. And we brought this guy to you some months ago. He now has an album, another success on The Whale Show, another success. He has now got an album coming out of covers of Bobby Darin music. On the cruise ships where he sings, he is a huge success. Women are, I was going to say wetting, I couldn't do it, are falling over themselves to get into the audience. Tonight we have him for you, ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable. The butter wouldn't melt in my mouth. He's an icon. He is Danny Walten!
All by myself in the morning, I'm all by myself in the night. You got it. I sit alone with a table and a chair, so unhappy there, playing the solitaire, and I'm all by myself, and I get lonely just watching the clock on the shelf. I'd love to rest my weary head on somebody's shoulder. I hate to get older all by myself. Here we go. All by myself in the morning, I'm all by myself in the night. I sit alone with a table and a chair, so unhappy there, playing the solitaire, and I'm all by myself, and I get lonely just watching the clock on the shelf. I'd love to rest my weary head on somebody's shoulder. I hate to get older all by myself, all by myself in the morning. I'm all by myself in the night. I sit alone with a table and a chair, so unhappy there, playing the solitaire. I'm all by myself, and I get lonely just watching the clock on the shelf. I'd love to rest my weary head on somebody's shoulder. I hate to get older. All by myself. All by myself.
Take a bow, Mr. Danny Walten! I don't know what it is about Danny Walten that gets people going absolutely... He is an icon. And he will be back on... Right, OK, thank you very much indeed. Now, time for... What are we doing next? Somebody remind me. Ah, right. Jerry, where are you, Jerry? Thank you. Jerry.
What would you like me to do?
Jerry.
Yes, what would you like me to do?
Well, first of all, give me this machine you've been walking around.
this is...
OK,
yeah.
would you like to bring on my guest presenter?
Sian.
Sian Lloyd.
Sian.
Ladies and gentlemen, super weather person extraordinaire, Miss
Come on,
Sian
Sian.
Lloyd.
Through the door, darling. Through the door. Through the door.
Darling, how are you? Oh, showbiz is such a lovely world to work in. Right, now, yeah, okay. Right, you'll get the guys in a moment. Now, what? Are you taking part in Mr. Gay UK?
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm not taking part in it, but
right, okay. You know what's going on?
Sort of.
Oh, well, bring him on. Let's go for it. Mr. Gay UK, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
Mr. Gay UK.
Let's bring in Mr. Colin Jackson first.
Mr. Colin Jackson first.
And this is...
David Jackson.
Oh, David
How are you
Jackson.
doing?
You look like a Colin
fine.
to me.
Thank you.
Don't block his shot. Get out of the way. Sorry, yes, okay, fine.
Now, James, David won last year's. You are the current title holder, aren't you?
Yes, I won it in June last year.
And has it changed your life dramatically?
Incredibly.
Yes?
It has,
Lots
yeah.
of money? How much can you win doing it?
Well, this year's winner wins £5,000.
£5,000?
£5,000.
For parading around in not very many clothes?
Yep.
Jerry?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
there we
okay.
are.
Yeah, go on.
It's general club life anyway. Most people pay £10 at weekend to do that anyway.
And could Sian come and be in the audience? And
Certainly could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Where does it take place?
It's going to be at the Hacienda, which is in Manchester.
Right.
Flesh on the 28th of May. Sunday the 28th of May.
Introduce me to some of the hopefuls, please. Here they come. Look, girls, gentlemen,
Okay.
for you. Here we are.
This is Richard.
Oh, Richard. Yes. Sorry, hang on. Did you want to say something?
I don't want to say anything at all. Just get on with it.
Ask him something.
So, Richard, have you entered Mr. Gay UK before?
No, not before.
This is the first time?
Yes, it's first time.
And what are your hobbies?
Dancing, keep fit, going to the gym.
Do you want to change the
I'm not
world?
going to say that one.
You're not going to say anything else? Okay, fine, right. Very nice indeed. Let's have another one. Who else have we got here?
Right. Danny?
Danny.
This is Danny from Oxford. Clock those shoes. Clock those socks and shoes.
Yes, Danny. You
They
won't,
were looking at these socks.
you won't be wearing those on the night, will you?
Well, I might be.
You might be.
Yeah, it
Okay.
depends if the floor's dirty.
Right. And is this... Do you mind being sort of adored by women? There are a lot of women getting very excited in the audience. Is this annoying to you?
No, it doesn't annoy me.
It doesn't?
No.
No, they've got no chance, have they? But, yes. Yeah.
No, they ain't got any chance, but it's flattering.
Can we hear about the men then? What is your fantasy man?
Fantasy man, well, it must be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Muscles, yeah.
You're into all that?
Yeah, I am. I think so. Students, you know, young guys.
Politicians?
Yeah,
Anyway, right. Fine,
Any man.
Any man. Right, OK. Stop it. Right, next on, please. Thank you very much indeed. Who else have
Now
you got?
look at this body, beautiful.
Sian, what are you doing?
This is Lance from
Lance.
Birmingham.
Hi.
Hi. This is Lance, by the way. Lance, yeah. And Lance? Well, go on now.
I must ask questions.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but Sian's so busy looking that she can't ask a question at the moment.
You've got a super body there, Lance. You work out a lot, do
Yes,
you?
I do.
Bring it down to basic, Sian.
So were you to win this huge, ginormous sum of £5,000, what would you do with the money?
Just pay off a few debts, poll tax and everything and all that.
You have debts?
They've been hunting for me for 4 years.
Well, they found you now. He's here. He says in London.
No, I'm not a joke. No, just like take a break, go
I
on
mean,
a big holiday
with
and
a body
everything.
like yours, you couldn't find some rich gents to pay off the debts for you?
No, I don't try hard enough.
You don't try hard enough.
Keith, get a shot of the girls with their mouths open over here. Look, they're standing there. Look at that. Disgusting. All right, thank you very much indeed. And one more. We've got one more. Who've we got here?
We have Andrew from Torquay.
Hi. Jerry, go over there. You're not doing yourself any good, Jerry.
You told me to stay here.
I know, but I
just doing
didn't think you were
what I'm
going to. I didn't think you were going to stand there looking quite as. Sorry, Sian. Yes.
So Andrew's from Torquay.
Well, I actually live in Bournemouth, but I'm representing
but the
Monroe's
beach life,
in
you
Torquay.
represent the beach life after all.
Absolutely.
And is this
Shorts
a good... Oh,
Get
tell
those
us
trunks.
more. Tell us more.
There's trunks on down the beach.
But there are no nude beaches in your area, are there?
There is one near Bournemouth, actually, yeah.
And you frequent this one?
Well, I'm not saying.
And have you entered the competition before?
No, I haven't. No, this is the first time.
So what if you win this money? What are you going to do with it?
Well, I've recently moved house, and to be honest with you, every room in the house needs completely redoing, so I think the bulk of the money would go on the house, but I'm sure I'd treat myself to a nice holiday as well.
We'll wish you all the best. Line up here. Sian, come over here. Let them have a last look. A last look at this wonderful body of men. Wonderful body of men.
What's the collective now?
Yes. Could you do a pose, guys? Could we do some posing here? Just to sort of... A little... Okay. Yeah. We'll go and...
Yeah,
Okay.
soon.
Very nice. Okay. Yes,
What are we meant to look for?
Inspecting the troops. Fine. Okay. Now, before we finish with you, do you have a last request? Cigar? Blindfold? No, so I was only joking, actually. What you can do, though, is you can work out with our resident Keep Fit guru, Babs, OK? Ladies and gentlemen, Babs and the Body Beautifuls! Boys, come on in.
Wow, James, don't they look gorgeous? They look wonderful. I don't know what I can do to help. Lie down on the floor. Come on, let's have a look at those muscles. Now just lift one leg up and draw the knee in towards the ear to work out those inner thighs.
Come on, guys, put your back into it.
Inner thighs, come on, stretch it out, back leg straight. Lower it down gently. Now lift both legs up now, brilliant for that tum, and lower it down. Now how about those biceps? Place one hand on the floor, lift the other hand up, and a friendly wave to all those viewers. Take it down. Now try the same thing again with one foot on one thigh. Lifting the body up, and again, friendly wave to the viewers at home. Lower it down now. Now place the hands behind you to really work those arms. Take a lovely deep breath in and stretch the body out. Look at it. Now lift one leg in the air and lower it. Now the other, lower it. Now the other and lower it. The other and lower. Now spread those legs open wide. Chin up and stretch the head down to the floor. Now lift the legs up. Now take them over back behind you. Body to the right and to the left gently. Stretch them up again now. Now gently lower them straight the way down. Now come up. Come into a kneeling position. Now you want to open up that chest, don't you? Take your thumbs in front, chin up. Take a lovely deep breath in and now relax back. Place your hands on the feet, drop the head down to the floor. Come up now gently and relax. Now, bottoms up. Place the hands on the floor. Now wave one foot, bring it down and relax. Well, I think you're absolutely marvellous. You did brilliantly.
Thank you very much
They're
indeed.
Wonderful.
Richard, I thought you might wanted to sort of get join in with...
I'd love to.
You held yourself back, I was about that.
Circumstance, but I've hurt my back just recently.
No, me too. Babs, I am so surprised, Babs, you can do... She's very, very movable, malleable, aren't you?
Yes, I
can do more than that, James.
Can you do more than that?
James, I'll show you.
Oh, go on, then do something really that's going to make us go, oh! Or something, just twist your body into some sort of...
Should we do it the whole thing again?
Yes.
For in a full lotus position.
In a full lotus position?
Lift the legs.
Yes. Oh, very nice. Yes. Yes.
Over on the top.
Oh, yes.
Stretch
Yes,
it out
yes, yes, yes.
Should I continue,
Yes, ladies and
James?
gentlemen, Babs, hooray! Oh, thank you all very much. Thank you, guys. Are we on to the super thingies? The subway Soopastringz? Are you ready? Okay. Right, okay. Now I'm going to do it over here. I'm going to do it over here. Right, okay. I'm just going to get myself into it, and we're all going to... Thank you, Sian. You enjoyed that? Oh, good, fine. Okay, right. Could it be magic, ladies and gentlemen? The Subway Soopastringz, and I always thought that was a Barry Manilow track. It was a Barry Manilow track, wasn't it? Oh, it was originally, of course, composed by Chopin, and Barry Manilow just nicked it, didn't he? Yeah. He didn't... Chopin didn't nick it, of course. I mean, I didn't mean he nicked it in case he wants to sue us, but Barry Manilow just adapted it and beautified parts of it. Inspired. Yes, it was very nice. Very nice. Did you like that?
I thought it was lovely.
Yeah, that's great.
That bass end's probably blown a few speakers around the country there.
I beg your pardon?
The bass end.
Yes, I thought the bass end did, really, yeah. Yeah. Just before we do the competition, look at that. That's Danny Walten, the cruise ship singer who was on before. He wanted you to have that.
That's marvellous.
It's very good. It makes a nice Frankenfurter, doesn't he?
Oh, this is... I thought this was an at-home.
No, well, yes, it might well be. It might well be. OK, which of the following was a bag worn in the 15th and 16th century to cover the male genitalia? OK, was it a codpiece? Was it a haddock bag? Or even a skate pouch? I know not. But if you think you do, call us on 0891 48 49 50. The phone lines are open till midnight on Sunday. We'll be back for part 3 and 6 on legs, so don't go away. Sorry. Anyway, we're outside here to meet one of West Ham United's. I'm sorry we picked on West Ham, but we found this fan in the street. This is Ted Pitt. This is his son Trevor, named after Brooking. And how long have you been doing this?
44 years now.
44 years,
yes.
And you've still not been arrested?
No. These are all signed by the players.
All the players?
Yeah, signed all these.
Yes.
And there's things in the side. It's all down here, like everybody else.
Don't worry about the street cleaning. They always do that at this time of night, cleaning the street, yes?
You want to look inside here?
Yes, Cindy.
What about her starring
yes,
role?
Cindy. Okay, Cindy, yes. OK, move, take, sorry. What have you got inside here?
Well, there's all scarves and footballs.
Oh, so, very nice. You've got everything, a new football in there. Yes, it's like a shrine, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. At the end of the day, I'm a football fan.
Thank you. Nice.
I'm a football fan. And
so, West Ham United is your life?
That's right, that's right. You know, it's sort of, in the summertime, I can't get through the football season, you know what I mean, James?
Yeah.
It's my boy, he goes out with me every week.
Well, it's been nice to meet you and to share your little adventure with us was great.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something, there's a little thing here.
Yes. That's a teddy bear.
It's a teddy bear for you, go on your table with all the other wings.
Oh, thank you very much indeed.
Right.
Ted, Trev, thank you. That's lovely. No, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice?
Darling, yeah.
That'll, yes. Can Michael have it? Yes, you can. Now, for the boys, you're going to love this because I know you want to get in the studio. All right, Trev? OK. Ladies and gentlemen, we promised you this from the beginning of the show. Please, will you welcome and enjoy Sex on Legs.
That doesn't mean that
The beautiful thing, Richard, about that is they're all home-loving girls.
Home-loving girls.
Yes.
They love their mum. And you know, none of those girls take drugs.
No, and they're sort of a moral sort of thing for a higher moral tone for the, aren't they?
I wasn't here.
Yes, a higher moral tone. It's so lovely. Sex on legs?
Excellent.
Thank you. Fine. Okay. We like the technicians of their moves, didn't we, Richard?
I thought the choreography was splendid.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much indeed. Give a nice round of applause. I don't know, Gary. I'm perspiring slightly over that, Gary.
Well,
I think
I
you'll
can
have to take it
understand
away.
that. I think I can join you with the
Oh, dear. Somebody
there
sent
we
us this flipping postcard in again.
The same one?
Yeah, all the time.
It's not me, I promise you.
OK, right, what have we got today?
Well, we've got one letter of all the letters that troubles me more than any I've had, and this is from a young man from Stratford E15 called Les, who's made 4,000 applications for a job as an articled clerk, or what's now called a trainee solicitor, and he says he cannot get a job, but some years ago he was told that law is a worthwhile career. I have to tell anybody who's thinking of taking up the law, it is a worthwhile career. It's well worthwhile taking it up if you're prepared to work for peanuts, because unfortunately the Lord Chancellor is making changes, the government and the Treasury and the Home Office for that matter, to the legal system such that there will be no need for the lawyer in the future. And if you think I'm joking, I'm not.
Does that really mean there are going to be no more wealthy, rich, fat cat solicitors in society?
Well, there'll be very few people left like me, James.
That is sad.
Yep, James, we're going to have to live on poverty level like you.
Yeah, that is sad.
Give up my level of earnings.
That is sad.
Now, the truth is...
I suppose the second house will have to go, the flat in Mallorca, and it'll all have to go.
Yeah,
it'll all have to go, won't it? It'll all have to go. Anyway, before you become impoverished and start looking for other forms of employment...
But you see, it gets worse because another person... society has got very crazy. This person wanted to get in touch with the bank to talk about overdraft facilities and the like, and the bank manager found out that this person was very, very high up in a Chamber of Commerce and suggested that this person take the bank manager and another manager out for lunch at this person's expense. Really? And eventually was charged for the time devoted by the bank to that lunch.
Actually, that happens a lot. That's not just on...
I know, but the banks are duty-bound to notify you what the charges will be for their services. And you taking them out to lunch is not something for which they should be charging you. If they provide a service and they have an annual fee, it includes socialising where necessary.
Now, I understand...
So I wouldn't stand for that.
Right, nor would I. And I understand it as well, that quite often some banks, when you ring up and you want to have a few words with the manager, he presses a little button as soon as you talk to him.
But he has to. He's only selling time. He's like a solicitor.
But you should be aware of that.
If he's agreed an annual fee, it includes all of that time. Yeah. It does include it. Don't let them get away with it. We've had somebody here who was summoned sometime after an offence in June 1992. And the problem was they felt that because they shouldn't have been summoned, they wouldn't go to court. Didn't go to court, was fined in their absence, tried to appeal, failed on the appeal, and now in 1995, for non-payment of the fine, our society is about to put this person in prison. They ask what to do, and the answer I say is go to the court, ask the duty solicitor of the day to ask if your fines can be written off because they are so out of date, because it's far more important that people like you don't go to prison. Now, prisons should be full of criminals, not people who, for some reason or other, are too poor to pay fines.
Okay, I thought... That's a good point. I thought we were trying to keep people out of prison now. We were trying to save it for the time. It's ridiculous.
It's a philosophy of nonsense. We're trying to put people in prison. The one thing we are building is more prisons. Not building that many houses, but loads of prisons.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gary Jacobs. Thank you, Gary. Now, over here. OK, over here, the address. You want to appear on the show, if you want to appear on the show, or you have a letter for Gary, or if you do something entertaining and we take 15%, this is the address to write to. Let us know. Richard, thanks very much indeed for coming in again another week. Now, listen, I changed my mind, OK? I'm prepared to get the gear off if... but no. We'll talk about this after the show. I thought what I could do, though, is I could probably do it on ice.
Yes. Well, Robin could give you a few tips on that.
Well, I thought that, you know, I thought we could do that, and maybe then...
You'd be skating on very thin ice.
Well, yeah. I asked for that, didn't I, really? I did ask for that. But the whole crew here has asked if they could take part as well. So I thought we'd all stay behind now afterwards, and the audience as well, and we do a few auditions.
Break out the fishnets, we could do that.
Is that OK? Is there anybody wants to leave? If you leave in a few minutes, all right? And then the rest of us will stay and we'll have a sort of Rocky Horror Show party.
Marvellous.
OK. I think that's a jolly good idea. All right, thank you very much indeed. Until next week at the same time, from all of us a very good night. Have a nice weekend. And ready to get your clothes off? Yeah. OK, thank you very much indeed. Right. OK, take it, all right. Take it, get up now, listen, stand up. No, my goodness, come on. Take it, Andrew.